Hearing you. Yes, hello.
Hello, hello. Mhm.
Hello. Maria, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
And it's quite courageous, actually, for taking the stand to publicly or live having a healing session. So I want to congratulate you for your courage.
Thank you.
All right. Did you want to? Are you okay sharing that event with us?
Yes, it's very hazy in my memory. It's kind of like a dream almost, but I'm quite sure it happened. I was fairly young, and I was in Japan because I grew up in Japan, and I was asked to go to a fairly large event and do some interpreting. And the way I remember it was when I got there and started to do the interpreting, I realized I was in over my head, and I couldn't I couldn't do it. I like I say, I don't remember the event very well. I just remember that I had to leave, and it was very embarrassing, very, just demoralizing, I guess.
Right. So, whilst you're describing this event now, what do you feel? Are there any feelings coming up by
Mm,
remembering this event? What do you feel now?
I guess, there is a part of me that would rather not even think about it because I think I've just suppressed it. I've just put it way under everything, and I don't even want to think that it happened. But I don't have a lot of feeling. It's almost like it happened to someone else, or maybe there's some kind of denial going on there that it's
Okay.
yeah. There is maybe some shame and just sadness about the fact that I couldn't do the job, the work that I was asked to do. And
Um, how strong is shame? If zero is one is very little and 10 is the maximum, how would you rate the feeling of shame right now?
right now, I would say 3 or 4. I think at the actual event, it was probably a 10,
Okay.
you know, because here I was supposed to be in front of all these people and do something, and I couldn't do it.
Okay. Um, how about the sadness?
Mm,
What do you think? Which one do you think is stronger?
I think sadness is stronger right now, maybe 5 or 6, a little higher.
Give me a number.
Let's say 6.
Okay, 6. All right. So you're aware of the tapping points.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me just turn it a little bit on me here and just explain everybody the tapping points. It's the main statements that we say whilst tapping the karate chop points. And the point that we will be using is the beginning of the eye, next to the eye, under the nose, um, chin, collarbone, and top of the head. We will be using these points for today. Okay. Is it okay if I have you back on the camera because then I can see you, Maria, and then you or you prefer you can watch me. Okay. Let me keep
Sure.
it on me.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, no, but I need to see your reactions again. So karate chop point. Even though
even though
I feel so sad
I feel sad
because of what happened.
because of what happened.
I got embarrassed.
I got embarrassed.
I couldn't perform.
I couldn't perform.
I couldn't do my job properly
I couldn't do my job properly
in front of other people.
in front of other people.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself,
I deeply and completely love and accept myself,
even though
even though
I feel very sad
I feel very sad
because I messed it up.
because I messed it up.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself,
I deeply and completely love and accept myself,
even though
even though
I feel sad
I feel sad
because I embarrass myself publicly.
because I embarrassed myself publicly.
I need to love myself and forgive myself for what happened.
I need to love and forgive myself for what happened.
I feel sad.
I feel sad.
I'm so sad.
I'm so sad.
I can't believe that this happened to me.
I can't believe that this happened to me.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe it.
I'm so ashamed.
I'm so ashamed.
It was so embarrassing.
It was so embarrassing.
What was I thinking?
What was I thinking?
What happened to me?
What happened to me?
I lost it.
I lost it.
I blacked out.
I blacked out.
I couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it.
I'm so sad.
I'm so sad.
I'm so sad.
I'm so sad.
Why did it have to happen to me?
Why did it have to happen to me?
This was so embarrassing.
It was so embarrassing.
So sad.
So sad.
So embarrassing.
Embarrassing.
I couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it.
It wasn't good enough.
It wasn't good enough.
It wasn't good enough.
It wasn't good enough.
Couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it.
I panicked.
I panicked.
So sad.
So sad.
So sad.
So sad.
Sad and embarrassed.
Saddened by it.
Sad and embarrassed.
And embarrassed.
So sad and embarrassed.
So sad and embarrassed.
Take a deep breath and relax. So think about the event. Describe it again.
Describe it.
Yeah. Do you want to put the move the camera a little bit down because it's really cutting your head, or push the camera a little bit?
Yeah, a little further. There we go.
Yeah.
Well, it was a large event that I had been asked to do some interpreting at, and somehow from pretty much the very beginning I realized that it was too much. I was in over my head for whatever reason, probably the technical language, and
Okay, can I stop you there? Can I stop you there for a minute? So what are you feeling now?
That feeling of it wasn't good enough, and that some embarrassment and discomfort.
Okay, which is stronger? How is sadness now?
Sadness, not so much, maybe. I think the sadness has gone down.
What number are we now?
Maybe 3 or 4.
Okay.
3.5.
Okay, so let's say 4. So from 6 to 4. But what's coming up now strong is I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah, that resonated when you said that during the tapping.
Yeah.
And that has come up in my life a fair amount.
Okay.
You know,
Just
this
say for me.
sort of perfectionism, and I'm not living up to my standard, or I'm not good enough.
Okay. So tell me. Say to me. Say aloud. I'm not good enough.
I'm not good enough.
From 0 to 10.
Maybe 6 at this event, or when I think about this event, 6 or 7.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now, what I want to tell everybody from the beginning, we are working with Maria on a specific event, and whatever this event brings up for her. But if you also think about your specific event, see the intensity of the emotion that this event brings for you, and then tap along with us. You don't have to do anything different. Just tap along with us, and then check the intensity of your event, and that most likely will benefit you specifically for your situation. Okay, so going back to you, Maria. So if we would start again, even though. What type of feel, when you say I'm not good enough, what feeling comes up?
What's the what?
What feeling does come up?
Oh.
If you just say I'm not good enough, so what?
I'm not good enough. A sense of failure or not living up. What would that be? Disappointment, maybe.
Okay. And how strong is that? From 0 to 10?
Maybe about 6.
Okay. So, even though I lost it. How did you call it? Over my head?
Yeah, I said I was in over my head.
What do you mean by that? What happened?
Well, I thought I could do something that I couldn't. So when I got to the event, I was in over my head. I was, expected to do something that I couldn't really do. I couldn't perform and do it.
Okay. Okay. So even though I thought I could do it, and it proved that I couldn't, and I ended up embarrassing myself, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I embarrassed myself because I was expecting too much of myself. I'm ready to accept this and forgive myself. Even though I feel not good enough. And I feel so much disappointment because of that. I love and accept myself. I'm not good enough. I'm such a disappointment. I thought too much of myself. I thought I could do it, but I couldn't.
I thought I could do it, but I couldn't.
Such a disappointment.
Such a disappointment.
So sad.
So sad.
I embarrassed myself.
I embarrassed myself.
Why on earth did I do this?
Why on earth did I do this?
Why did I do this?
Why did I do this?
Always thinking that I could do something that I can't.
Always thinking that I can do something that I can't.
I should never do this again.
I should never do this again.
I'm not good enough.
I'm a what?
I'm not good enough.
Oh, I'm not good enough.
I'm not going to put myself forward again.
I'm not going to put myself forward anymore.
Because putting myself forward puts me into trouble.
Because putting myself forward puts me into trouble.
I don't want to be in trouble again.
I don't want to be in trouble again.
I don't want to be embarrassed.
I don't want to be embarrassed.
Like what happened then.
Like what happened then.
I thought I could do it.
I thought I could do it.
But I didn't.
But I didn't.
It was so painful.
It was so painful.
I had to give up.
I had to give up.
Such an embarrassment.
Such an embarrassment.
I seek perfection.
I seek perfection.
But I wasn't even close to it.
But I wasn't even close to it.
I should stay then small.
I should stay in some more?
I should stay small.
I should stay small.
Small is safe.
Small is safe.
I should not put myself forward anymore.
I should not put myself forward anymore.
Disappointing.
Disappointing.
I'm disappointing.
I'm disappointing.
Disappointed in myself.
Disappointing myself.
I underperformed.
I underperformed.
I'm not good enough.
Not good enough.
I'm not good enough.
Not good enough.
I'm not good enough.
I'm not good enough.
Take a deep breath. And let go. What's going on now? What's happening now?
Well, I'm aware that this is a pretty big issue in my life. Disappointing myself, being disappointed by others, and sometimes biting off more than I can chew, you know, or I have big goals and big visions, and sometimes I feel like throwing in the towel because I'm expecting too much of myself and of others, and it's ringing a lot of bells.
Right.
And when we started out, just as we started out, I felt a lot of chills. So there was some angelic presence or something with me about this.
Sure, no doubt. I bring quite a few of them as well around me, so we are not alone.
Yeah, it's almost like I'm kind of close to tears because I'm feeling that sadness and that truth in my life.
Right. So, from my understanding, from what you've been sharing now, I think what's happening is that it's, in a way, it's subconsciously, of course, a self-sabotage. So you are giving yourself a lot so you can prove yourself you can't do it. So you can tell yourself, I'm not good enough and I should give up. So I think this is what happens. And this is what, need to work on. But going back to the event, because we're working now on a specific event from the limited time that we have, let's see how we're doing with time. Yeah, so going back, thinking about the specific event. All right, thinking about the event, how is the sadness now?
It has gone down. It's maybe 2 or 3 now.
Okay, so that's pretty low. What about the disappointment?
It's hard to separate now the specific event and my life in
In
general.
general, yes,
But
I know. But
yeah,
that's for now, just thinking of the specific event. Think about the specific event, because
hmm
obviously there are more events that we need to work on to dissolve this. It's the big picture. You know, like this is the forest. We're dealing now with one tree of the forest.
maybe it's down to
Let's do
about a
one more
2.
round. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's do one quick more round, and then we can conclude for today. I mean, it's
Okay.
only very a small demonstration, but also then
hmm
it will give you the grounds what you need to further work, because as you know, EFT is something that you can also work by yourself. It just makes it easier and more in depth when you're working with a practitioner, right? So let's do one more quick round, and then we can conclude our session for today.
Okay.
So even though
Even though
I feel so sad and disappointed
I feel so sad and disappointed
because I underperformed and I embarrassed myself,
because I underperformed and embarrassed myself,
I'm ready to forgive myself and totally love and accept myself.
I'm ready to forgive myself and totally love and accept myself.
This sadness,
This sadness,
this disappointment,
this disappointment,
I underperformed.
I underperformed.
I'm not good enough.
I'm not good enough.
I'm not good enough.
I'm not good enough.
I bite more than I can chew.
I bite off more than I can chew.
I expect too much of myself,
I expect too much of myself.
and I can't deliver.
And I can't, what?
Deliver.
Oh, deliver. Yeah, I can't always deliver.
I can't. I'm such a disappointment.
I'm such a disappointment.
I expect too much of myself.
I expect too much of myself.
I expect too much of others.
I expect too much of others.
And maybe others expect too much from me.
And maybe others expect too much from me.
But it's only that much I can do.
There's only that much I can do.
Because I cannot do some things, it doesn't mean that I'm not good enough.
Because I can't do some things, it doesn't mean I'm not good enough.
Maybe it was our own choice to do this translation.
Maybe it was my own choice to
No,
do or try
wrong
this.
choice.
A wrong choice to try this translation,
Yeah.
interpreting.
Maybe I thought I was ready, but I wasn't.
Maybe I thought I was ready, but I actually wasn't.
If that's the case, maybe it was a simple mistake or wrong judgment.
Maybe if that's the case, it was just a simple mistake or wrong judgment.
That doesn't mean I'm not good enough for what I am.
That doesn't mean I'm not good enough for what I am.
Because I can't be good in everything doesn't mean I'm not good in anything.
Because I can't be good in one thing doesn't mean I can't do anything, or I'm not good enough in anything.
Even though I'm messed up,
Even though I messed up,
I'm just a human.
I'm just a human.
I make mistakes.
I make mistakes,
I just got overwhelmed
and I got overwhelmed,
and I couldn't perform.
and I couldn't perform.
Or maybe it was a wrong choice. I thought I could do it and I couldn't.
Or maybe it was our own choice that I thought I could and then I couldn't.
Was it our own choice?
Was it? What was the question?
Was it our own choice?
Oh, was it the wrong choice?
Maybe I needed more practice.
Maybe I needed more practice.
I wasn't a professional. Were you a professional translator?
No.
Maria, were you a
not really.
professional?
No.
So you just said you will translate that event.
Yeah, I would interpret at that event. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I thought I could do it.
I thought I could do it.
But I misjudged.
But I misjudged.
That doesn't make me not good enough.
If something makes me not good enough.
And anyhow, I tried it.
And anyhow, I at least tried it.
I had the courage to experiment with it.
I had the courage to experiment with it.
It was my first time.
It was my first time.
Was it your first time?
For something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
So we all make mistakes.
We all make mistakes.
I'm only human.
I'm only human.
I'm not perfect.
I'm not perfect.
And that's fine.
And that's fine.
It's okay not to be perfect.
It's okay not to be perfect.
It's okay to make mistakes.
It's okay to make mistakes.
Mistakes don't determine who I am.
Mistakes don't determine who I am.
I am good enough.
I am good enough.
I am more than good enough.
I am more than good enough.
I'm brilliant.
I'm brilliant.
Even with my mistakes.
Even with my mistakes.
I love my mistakes.
I love my mistakes.
They make me wiser.
They make me wiser.
And all is well.
And all is well.
Take a deep breath. Exhale. Okay, how was that, Maria?
That was good. There's still some sadness there and emotion, but a lot more peace.
Again, not generally, but from the specific event because we are working on a specific event, right? So where are we in terms of sadness and disappointment?
Disappointment is pretty far gone. Maybe one, not even that, maybe. Sadness, I still feel 2 or 3 maybe, but I think it's more sad, a general sadness, more than sadness about the event.
Right.
It feels like I can let go.
We brought it down from 6 down to 1 or 2, and I think my personal experience with EFT is that I experience the effects after the time has passed, not necessarily immediately. It doesn't happen with everybody, but for me, I feel the benefits coming up a little bit time. The energy takes a little bit more time to be experienced. But it might be this the case for you, you might not. But if it's not, if you now you know where to tap in, and if you continue to tap on these specific elements, I'm sure you will be able to bring them down to 0. And I'm sure this will have effect on the flow of energy, and you will be able to experience the flow of abundance to come to you more easily. Now you're on the way.
Because the objective is to try to bring all the negative emotions down to 0. That will help unblock the blocks.
And then another thing that I do is called working with a matrix, is that, again, we're clearing the intensity of the negative emotion, we neutralize that, but then we try and reinstall positive memories and positive feelings with it.
Mm-hmm.
So not just to clear and balance, but to top up the energy with positivity as well. And that's something also I would recommend you do.
So would you do a tapping around a positive?
Yeah, you could do tapping. I mean, there are differences of opinion between that, but you can tap the positive, or positive affirmations and meditation, positive meditation, or trying and create some positive memories in connection with that. This is easier to do with a practitioner, of course, but I think if you use the three methods yourself, that will enforce the positive energy instead of just neutralizing. So, Maria, keep on working on that. Thank you so much for joining me today and for allowing me to have a session with you. Okay, hello everybody, and thanks for joining. This is Constantina Sadoriniu, and welcome to today's live webinar on how to remove money blocks and live a life of abundance.